welcome back. I think I'm gonna start a little mini series on like self-help with chakra energy healing. Um, so yeah, just kind of helping to teach you a little bit about what the chakras are, what their functions are, and how to work with them to help heal yourself and help you release energy that doesn't belong there, or help get rid of blockages and things like that. Um, yeah, but I just want to put a disclaimer out there, to seek medical attention, to seek psychiatric, mental health, behavioral health help if you do need it, because this is not meant to substitute it, but it is meant to maybe like help supplement. So there's that. All right. Okay, starting off, everything is energy. Like everything literally is energy. Everything has energy. Your hair, rooms that you walk into, food, animals, people. Which, I mean, I'm sure you probably felt like you don't vibe with a place, right? Like maybe you walk into a room and you're like, ooh, this is too much. Either it's like way too happy, way too intense, way too negative, something, right? I'm sure we've all felt that. That is your body telling you like, ooh, this isn't a good fit. So there's that. Everything is energy. Emotions are energy. And like attracts like. Of course, we want to attract abundance and love, right? Instead of fear and lack. Abundance and love instead of fear and lack. How? Well, I wrote this down, so I guess I'm just going to kind of read it. But we all have energy centers in our body called chakras, and they hold energy. And it's just another part of our body, right? We have our physical body. We have like our emotions. We have the mental, the psyche, or whatever and stuff. But then we have energy. So this little series is going to focus on the 7 main chakras. But let's see. I guess I'll get into that in a little bit. All right, cool. So chakras hold energy, and creation, as we know it, is naturally abundant, right? You look outside, you see the flowers and the trees and the leaves, and you see the ocean and the mountains. It's just all so abundant and lush and fruitful, and we are part of creation also, right? So we're supposed to be abundant, but society has conditioned us to have fear, to have a mentality of scarcity, of I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough friends, I don't have enough shoes, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not, all of that stuff, right? I mean, just look at the media. We live in a very consumeristic society, at least in America, right? So there's that. And the more that we kind of focus on the scarcity and what we don't have, the more stress we have, and then the more trauma and drama that we attract. And the more that all of that density happens, all of that negativity happens, the more that we kind of live in fear, because it's just like, well, I don't have any friends, and I don't have enough friends, and I can't trust people. Okay, cool. So then you're gonna attract people that are untrustworthy, that are gonna reinforce that mentality, because whatever you're putting out into the universe all the time is what you're gonna get back. And so, but if you do the opposite, then that's what you're gonna be attracting, right? Because energy is everything, and like attracts like. All right. So yeah. And then what happens is like the stress, the drama, the trauma, all of that dense energy, and I mean dense because literally, I think in another video I'm gonna put the different levels of like energy and vibrations, but like lower vibrations are like negative experiences that you would have, and then higher vibration is like the highest one you could get is unconditional love and like enlightenment and awakening. So when I say dense, I mean what's down here versus neutral versus what's higher or lighter, or has more light or something like that, or love. All right, cool. So what happens is dense energy becomes trapped in our energy centers and in our DNA and in our brains. Literally, science has talked about how like trauma rewires your brain and your DNA, and then that just kind of gets transmitted on and on and on and on and on and on for generations until somebody stops it or different people stop it, right, within their bloodlines. Which ties into spirituality, like breaking chains of sin and things like that, or, raising your vibration. All of the things, it's all the same thing. getting rid of what weighs you down, essentially. Okay. So the dense energy gets stuck in your body and it eats at you from the inside out, right? The feeling of like unworthiness or something, or sadness or depression or anxiety, it eats you from the inside out. So you get, with all of that density, you get unease and you get disease and you get addictions and mental illness. You get spiritual illness. You get unhappiness. You get unfulfillment. You get, like I just said, depression and just misery, right? The complete opposite of love. You get hatred. You get anger. You get shame. You get guilt. You get all of those things when it's not treated, when it's not paid attention to. So to truly get rid of the problem, you must get to the root of it. I mean, sure, you can drink alcohol. Sure, you can just like party. You can numb out and watch Netflix. Sure. I mean, you know, there's a time and a place for that, of course. But if you really want to work on it, then you get to the root. So I looked for my dowser. A dowser is something that you can use to like check out your chakras. And anybody can do it, but I think when you're attuned to Reiki, then it works more effectively from what I've seen because other people have done it. So it's just like your chakras, you have some on your hands too. It should be spinning clockwise, right? All of them should be spinning clockwise. And with pretty big energy, but they can become completely blocked, and they can even spin in the opposite direction if things are really that haywire or out of balance. And it just is. I practice non-judgment, and I'm very mindful, and so it's just like I don't believe necessarily in good and evil. I just say it is dense, it's helpful. It is dense or it is harmful versus like, okay, it's light, weightless, it's love, it's helpful, right? Helpful or harmful, basically. Okay, so when there's trapped energy, and when there's an imbalance in one chakra, there's more likely than not an imbalance in another chakra, because it's like, and then over time things just become super unbalanced, right? Because it's just like, let's say that something happened to one of your legs, and usually you walk on both legs, but like one of your legs is super weak, so you have to really overcompensate with your other foot, with your other leg. Fine, that'll work short term, but then eventually you're gonna start having like a way stronger muscle on one side than on the other side, which is gonna move up your back, up your glutes, which is gonna move up your back. It's gonna move everywhere really, and then everything's gonna feel like kind of like imbalanced, right? That's what happens with energy too. It's the same concept. Okay. And all of that comes from being suppressed by ourselves, the beliefs that we have about ourselves, which usually we get from like our families, which when you get older translates into like the friends that you have or your partners or society. Again, like attracts like. If I walk around feeling super insecure, like I'm not good enough, I'm going to attract those experiences. If I walk around the opposite, then I'm going to attract the opposite. These blockages come from ignoring ourselves and carrying all of that weight and ignoring our own needs and doing things that don't align or resonate with who we are versus doing things that do resonate with who you are. Because when you do things that don't resonate with who you are, you're not listening to yourself. Your body's like telling you, hey, I need a rest. I know you're working a lot, but I need a break. I need you to have fun. I need you to take care of me. And you're like, nope, I'm still going to continue working overtime. Don't want to face my feelings, and just like over time it becomes trapped. Okay, the only way to truly heal is to move dense and toxic energy and clear it once and for all. Most of the time you have to feel it to heal it. It sucks. It really sucks sometimes. It's just like, oh wow, it turns out that I'm really depressed from when this happened when I was 15, which really ties to when I was 12, which really ties into when I was 3. And that's a lot of pain to go through. But again, I mean, really, that's the only way to do it. And healing happens in layers like onions. It's like your body's always talking to you. It's always telling you like what it needs. But it's not gonna overwhelm you either at the same time. And sometimes people talk about like God won't put you through more than you can handle. Same concept. It helps to remember that feelings are only visitors. They're not roommates. You feel it, it processes, it integrates, you heal it, and it's gone. Cool. All right. Whew, that's over. And then when you're ready again, it comes in another layer. Ooh, this is a lot. It's overwhelming. You feel it, you heal it, and then it's gone. Right? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always the sun after a storm. There's only enough rain, right? Or snow. All right. So the techniques that I'm going to talk about in this little mini series, they work. I've seen them work firsthand, and they work because, again, like attracts like, and everything is energy. So I'm going to just briefly talk about the list, and then I think I'll end the video and start going into the different chakras. All right. So then different things that you can do is do affirmations. Affirmations are self-hypnosis or just positive things that you can tell yourself about yourself, or beliefs about the world too could be. Animals and nature, because again, everything is energy, so then different animals represent different energies, different plants represent different energies, different elements represent different energies. It's just a matter of where you have an imbalance and what you can do to supplement that. Literally asking your body, the more you ask, the more it will communicate. Hey, what do you need right now? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you sad? Why are you sad? Okay, well, how can I help you feel better? Might sound crazy, might sound spot on. I'll get into that, like I said, but that's super effective. Also, color therapy, working with different colors, because different colors are associated with the different chakras. And so when you have an imbalance, you can work on that through the colors. Crystals, again, different energies, different chakras. Diet, you are what you eat. Food has different energies too. And then the color of the food that you eat too is also associated with the different chakras. Elements, but I think I talked about that, but fire, water, air, and earth. Energy clearings, like guided meditations. I think I'm going to be doing a few of those too, perhaps for different chakras or something. Exercise helps, because what exercise does, the way yoga does, which yoga is an exercise, but yoga is a different thing. Anyway, exercise gets the energy moving, and it just like kind of clears everything out, which I really think has a lot to do with like runner's high, to be honest with you. Feeling it to heal it, honoring your truth and listening to your inner voice. If something feels wrong, don't do it. If something feels right, maybe be open to doing it or something. As long as it's in the highest good of all. I'm not saying do something like that will be harmful or hurtful to anybody. But honor your truth. The power of intention, just intending that whatever pain is leaving your body leaves. That's enough too. I'll get into that more later. Nature, again, it can be very therapeutic. Studies have shown the effectiveness of that. Just in and of itself, mindfulness, just being aware, being an observer, watching what's going on with yourself and not judging it. I'm feeling anxious right now. Okay. Fine. Versus like, I'm feeling anxious right now. Oh, I'm such a terrible person. Gosh, why do I get so anxious all the time? Gosh, what's wrong? No. That's a negative spiral. You're feeding it. You're bringing yourself down. There's no need for that. I'm feeling anxious. Okay, cool. Let it go. I'm feeling happy right now. Okay, cool. Let it go. Music. The different types of music that you listen to can be therapeutic, can be helpful or harmful. We'll put it that way. Reiki is very helpful too. The intention of Reiki is to help you balance out your different energies. That's literally what Reiki does. It's just kind of like a shortcut. I like to see it because it just happens. Emotions come, they go. You don't need to process it. Sometimes maybe you do, maybe you don't. But it's quick. It's just like a knife, kind of like a surgical knife. Just cuts in, cuts out. Prayer. because prayers are intentions. So, yeah, focusing on a desired outcome helps. Sound, different sounds have different therapeutic effects. Visualization is kind of like meditation, but it's just like imagining things happening. Imagining your best outcome, or imagining things leaving your body, things like that. That's really helpful. And also, I'm just gonna call it brain science. I think neuroscience has shown that has been really effective too. It's just like that. Literally, visualizing something literally has the same effect as actually experiencing it in terms of your brain. Water also helps. Drinking water. I'm gonna talk about this concept a lot. It's like as within, so without. When you drink water, you clear out your inner system, right? Also, you're clearing out the different energy within you, and you're helping energy move more. And the more you do that, the more flow you have, the lighter you are, and we're all made of water. We all need water. So there's that. You're nourishing your body. Okay. I think I'm almost done. I'm just going to say that there are 7 main chakras. There's your crown chakra, which is at the top of your head, which is your connection to spirituality, we'll say, or to spirit, or God, the creator, or to all creation. That your connection to spirituality, your connection to oneness with everyone else and within yourself. The next one, I'm gonna start from the opposite side. Oh, look, here they are. We'll do that. Scratch what I said. All right. So at the bottom we have the root chakra. Excuse my nails. Okay, at the bottom we have the root chakra, which is basically like your tailbone. It's like at the center of your tailbone. I'll get into that later. There's your root chakra. There's the sacral chakra, which is like a couple inches below your belly button, like that area. And then we have your solar plexus, which is a couple inches above your belly button. And then we have your heart chakra. Then we have your throat chakra. We have your third eye. And then you have your crown chakra. So yeah, I'll get into those more in depth. And just for the record, no chakra is better than the other ones. Maybe there's one that you prefer more than the other, and we'll get into all of that stuff. But really, what you want to strive for in general in your life, as within, so without, in your inner self, in your inner life, and your outer life, your social life, every aspect of your life is balanced. Because the more imbalanced you are, the more grounded you are, the more really fulfilled you are. So there's that. I hope that was helpful. If you have any additional questions, please post them in the comments. And yeah, I will see you later. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed. Have a good day.